Hello, ladies. I've got something screwy with my computer going on. I don't know what the heck I did. Let me check one more setting. I have, Hello, ladies. Oh, and I got to shut myself up there. Thanks for joining, everybody. Minor technical difficulty just on my end and how I like to stream. So give me 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out what in the hell has happened here. I can't overlap my windows. It's like it wants one window or the other. I've got a second desktop going here somehow. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can figure this out. I'll try for a minute, and after that I'll abandon it and I'll just make do. Well, oh well, the hell with it. We'll just make do. So let me enable links to get started here. And let's jump right in, shall we? I got my jelly plate sitting here because we'll play with that. With no further ado, here is the coupon code. TRIBAL20. In honor of my mostly tribal hand-drawn designs. That's the discount code. It is 20% off the entire site, not just my designs. It's the same sale. It's valid from today through Sunday night, the 21st. If you purchase at least $25, and that includes at least one of my designs, you get a free PTP exclusive stencil, which looks like this. Can you see that? See, I can't see my camera now to see what I'm showing you. By the time you see it, it'll either be good or bad. Let me grab a piece of black paper. It's a live, love, laugh design. That's one of my favorite sayings, and that's what the exclusive free stencil is. And if you're in the US and your orders are over $50, free shipping. So there you go, at iStencils.com. You guys know the rest, right? So I'll keep showing this as people join and come in so they make sure they all get the code. Get my mug out of the way. I'm scared myself. That's what I use to keep the rats out of the basement. So let's look at some of these designs, shall we? And I know a lot of you have been out to the website and already seen them. I'm just going to put this right over my jelly plate. No, it's probably going to stick bad. That could turn horribly wrong. Let's do this. So these again are available in 8x10s that fit the 8x10 jelly plate. The stencil is larger, the design is 8x10, and the 6x6 jelly plate. So hey everybody, here's the code for those just coming in. I see the number going up. We're up to 43 now. Yep, links are open, Carrie. TRIBAL20 is the discount code. So here's one design, and this one I called Flintstones, I believe. Kind of basic, but I like it. Of course I like it, or I wouldn't have drawn it. I mean, how silly is that? They do ship internationally. Gene, I see you're saying I thought they shipped internationally. They do ship internationally. They will ship to anybody, anywhere. Is somebody having a problem with shipping internationally? Hey, Dorothy. I did say Flintstones, Eileen. It's the Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. I'll try not to sing. But I need the unpacked so I don't have to pay our gigantic taxes. Unpacked. Do you mean out of the covers? Oh, your name scrolled off my screen. Heidi, I think it was Heidi that was having trouble with that. You should contact them and ask them about that. Sherry's really good with customer service. So here's another one. This is another version of mosaics. Kind of reminds me of my tile boxes. Wonder where I got that idea. Right? Yeah, you should ask, write in customer service and ask Sherry about that, Heidi. This one is called Tusks. I like that one. And this is Tangled Tusks. How clever of me with these names. That's the hardest part, I think. This is another version of Mosaics. More smaller kind of a deal. This one, I don't even know what I was thinking when I did this one, but it seemed like the thing to do. And I just named it 5 because I couldn't for the life of me think of what the hell to name it. And there was 5 holes in it, so I named it 5. Oh, I was thinking about crevasse, but then there's more than one, and that didn't seem right. And black hole, but that didn't seem right. But I thought this would be kind of a good one, like to wipe off and then allow, you know, once you paint something, and put it down and wipe a baby wipe through there and clear it off in those spots for journaling, perhaps. I don't know. It seemed like I needed one of those. So this one is called The Boys. And these are little tribal dudes that I drew. This one looks like Mr. Bill. Oh no! But that's called The Boys. You know what? I almost called it Dinosaur Bones, Eileen. Funny you should say that. I probably should have called it that. Oh well. What are you going to do? This one's Bear Claws. This one, I really like this one. This one's called Tribal Marks. That's Tribal Marks. And this is just checkers, I think I called it. Yeah, checkers. Kind of basic. Not the only checker one out there. I know I didn't invent the checker, but I wanted to have one. Oops, here's one I didn't punch out of there. There we go. This one is called Half Full, being the optimist that I am. All right. And I did a couple versions of those because I liked that design. I thought it would be cool. And this is Half Full Flipped. Yeah, Jen, the checkers, it seems basic, but like the stripe stencil, it's really very usable. And then here is the other version of the Live, Love, Laugh that I did, where I kind of changed the font and twisted them the way they were stacked. Right? This one's in the full line. What the hell did I do with the other one? This one is the free exclusive version of Live, Love, Laugh. And here for everybody coming in, here's the coupon code TRIBAL20, 20% off the entire site. There's well over 3,000 stencil designs there. So if you can't find something you like there, you just don't want any damn stencils. That's all I'm saying. Good through Sunday night. You get a free, one of my free stencils, that Live, Love, Laugh, this one. If you purchase $25, and that $25 includes one of my designs, you get this one free. And if your order is over $50, free shipping in the US. Groovy? Groovy. So this is the other Live, Love, Laugh. This is the other version of the circles, the Half Full Scattered. I think that's what I called Scattered. All right. I really like this one. This is one of my favorites for some reason. I don't know why. Oops. Got a little stray piece of plastic there. This one is called Cave Etchings. Thanks, guys. I think this is my favorite, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, no, maybe this is my favorite. This one's called Tribal River. I like that one too. Maybe this is my favorite. Tribal Borders. You can isolate and use, you know, whichever row of those you want, or the whole thing, of course, which is what I tend to do. And this one is called Basket Weave. Pretty simple what that is, right? Yes, I am recording. And this one is called The Girls. We had the boys, so we had to have the girls, and those are the girls. I think they're cute. In a tribal, girly sort of way. And I really like this one. Tribal feathers. I love feathers. So all these tribal ones, the girls, the basket weave, the boys, all that stuff, the Flintstones, I drew those. So these are my hand-drawn designs here. And this one is more computer generated. This one's Diamonds in the Rough. So there you go. That's a rundown, and they're all available in the 6x6s as well. Right? I like this. Depending on what you use them for. Oh, they slipped in another one of these. Put that over my pile to take to the Maryland event to give away. So you can see, like, for example, instead of just shrinking the design and it being so small in a 6x6 to keep it proportionally, Sherry took a couple of the girls off, so they still took up most of the room instead of shrinking the whole thing. So they were so tiny. Thanks, Eileen. So you won't see an exact duplicate in that size in some cases because she tried to make the most of the stencil space as possible. So let's get on with it, shall we? I think the only two that reflect that is the feathers. I think on the 6x6 there's only 3 feathers for that same purpose. So let us carry on. I haven't played with these. I got them late yesterday. So my play with these will be your first play with these. So where can I sit this? Anywhere? Maybe I'll put it underneath of here. How about that? That maybe says, oh, my camera's a little crooked. Hang on, I'm going to turn this. Of course, I don't have my live window open. I got to fix that. That's driving me crazy, not being able to see what I'm doing live. I'm seeing what you're seeing. I'm looking at it as if I'm viewing somebody else's video. So I am living the lag. There's only 2, I think, that are different with the 6x6. And that's to preserve the design as large as you could in the stencil, rather than just taking the big one and shrinking it down to fit and ended up with this much of a design on the 6x6 stencil. So that's all. I need more room. So let's start with something. Let's just start with something off the top. I'm going to pull a couple of these off the side because they're good Papa Black ones. All right, need some elbow room. Okay, where do we want to start? Oh, so many paints, so little time. That's when all else fails. Oh, paint booger. Go to your favorites. That's the Liquitex Bright Aqua Green and the Liquitex Brilliant Purple. Together, how can you go wrong? You can't. I need to, I don't know, my brayer's getting a little seized up on me there. Okie dokie. Now, of course, you can do many more things with stencils than I'm going to show you in the jelly plate. We all know that, right? I just like to jelly plate. And my stencils, oh look, just happened to fit exactly on the 8x10 jelly plate. How genius was that? So, I'm anxious to see what this one looks like. So does everybody have the link of where to go to pick up any of these if you want to take advantage of the sale? Oh, hello, lover. Look at you. Aren't you cute? All right, I'm going to try to do a cleanup, a ghost on my deli. Oh, and if Andrea and Paula are on, I got your deli paper for when you come to Maryland. You sent me money and I ordered that for you. I have a table over here that I'm accumulating stuff to take over. Thanks, Jean, for putting the link up. Oh, good, Heidi. Little ghosty. Now let's get this little bit of goodness. Oh, look at you. My yummy. Ooh, I like to get my stencils all painty. Okay, now I'm going to run out of room. I believe I am. I'm going to shove those in the back once I use them and go through there. Cool, here's the positive and the negative. Alright, you guys know all that good stuff. Who am I teaching? You guys know more about this than I do. Okay, let's plow along, shall we? Let's see, what color do I want to put next? Let's do something green for Jean. Hey, Paula. I need to get a darker green. Give that a little bit of oomph. And I saw it here when I was reading out my paint. Oh, shoot. Wow, man. Where are you, darker green? There's one. I'll use this one. Got all kind of different greens here. Alrighty. This one is Diamonds in the Rough. Do I want to go over a new one? Let me pull a new one on here. I'll pull a clean print each time. Alright. Oh, I didn't press enough. Silly girl. I missed a little bit, but that looks cool. Looks like some kind of Venetian blind smoke signal or something. I don't know what the hell that even means. Now that I hear it out loud. Picking up the ghost on my deli. There we go. And let's get this off of there. And these lines in this and these diamonds, actually they're triangles. One's inverted, one's the other way. But the lines don't line up. I meant to do that to give it a little bit more movement. I don't know if you can tell that or not. But they're not perfectly aligned. I meant to have them a little cockeyed. So I gave it a little bit of interest. Oh, that's kind of cool. Just the back of that print. Oh, you know what I want to try? That's just to clean up. I want to try. Now I got to figure out where I put them. Oh, I got them. Okay. I have some of Pam Carricker's paints, and Paula, you doing her oop, apparently one lid isn't closed. Yay, flinging paint. You doing her, you know, sketching and stuff out of her book. Oops, look. Got me. I start thinking about, I have some of her paints and I haven't really played with them. So I dug them out. They weren't in a very convenient place, which is probably why I almost forgot I had them. But I was playing with them a little bit on the jelly plate. I just did a couple prints the other day. And they give a completely different look. So let me show you what I mean. They come out more watercolor. These are very, very fluid. I mean, these are almost like water, and they're not watercolor. They're professional artist acrylic color, and they're called sheer colors. And they're made by Derivan Matisse. You can only get them at Jerry's Artorama. They're from Australia, and they're Pam Carricker's paints. Right? So let me show you what these do. Completely different feel and texture. Literally like water. I'm having a little trouble with the lids. They squidge out a little bit every time. I don't know if it's just me. I'm maybe lid challenged. I don't know. That might be way too much of that paint because it's so watery. But because it's so watery, what kind of print do you think you're going to get? Say it, watercolor look. Say it. All right, let's grab one. Let's do this one. This is the Cave Etchings. All right. You can see it kind of beating up underneath. Can you see that, what it's doing? You can see through here, right? Oh, you're welcome, Jen. Everybody needs more paint. But you can see it up. The more it sits on there, the more it's beating up. Can you guys see that? Which gives you an interesting print I'm about to show you. So I'm going to do this on cardstock, and then I'm going to try a couple on watercolor paper. Oh, Heidi, she never sells out because they're cut to order. So the inventory is never an issue for iStencils. When you place an order, they'll cut your order. They don't have a huge warehouse with all these pre-cut. So there is no chance that they're going to run out of stock. See how that looks? Completely different look with those paints. I like it. I'm going to pick it up with the same piece of deli. Get my ghost off of there. I really like this design. What brilliant person thought of this? Oh, that is an overstatement. Trust me when I tell you that. Let me go ahead and pick this up. See how all those holes where it's puckered apart? Where it's just resisting the jelly plate. And kind of beating up everywhere. Yeah, they don't have the expense, when they cut to order, they don't have the expense of storing all those. Ooh, that's cool. Let me keep this one handy. I might use that one again. Now this again is on cardstock, but see how watery it looks? So let me grab a piece of watercolor paper and see if that makes a difference. Where I just rearranged all my papers, so now I gotta figure out where the hell I put my watercolor. Here we go. Here you are. The smallest one I have is 9 by 12, I think, but that's fine. That can work nicely. Yeah, it's different, huh? So let's see what we're going to use next. do this one. No, not enough holes. I'm going to do something with more holes. We'll do this one. Okay. I have other colors of this too. See, every time I close the lid, I get a little of that. Is it just me? Yep. So this is the code, guys, TRIBAL20, right? That's going to get you 20% off the entire website. Free shipping for orders in the US over $50. A free exclusive stencil like this if you buy at least $25 worth, and one of those stencils in your cart is one of mine. And what else? Free exclusive purchase. It's good. The sale's good till Sunday night. These almost want to resist the brayer. All right, let's do this one. The half full flipped. Look, you can see it beating up already. It's a beating up. All right, got myself all discombobulated. All right, this is watercolor paper. And let's see what happens on this. I took a class with Pam at the Queen's Ink a little over a year, probably about a year ago in March. And she had samples of her paint. They weren't out yet. They didn't come out for months after that. And we used them almost like watercolors, and they were really, you know, we could water them down, and they go really far. Okay, that didn't work out so good on my jelly plate. I missed a lot of those rings on there, but I think it's because this paper's so thick. It's hard to get down in those little designs. Didn't think about that little boo-boo. Pick some of this up in here. I'm just going to pick this up on the opposite side. There'll be more paint. I don't know, but that's its smooth side. Well, the hell with it. We'll see what happens. Now I can't push on here because it's wet. That wasn't smart. I'll put this on here and get this paint. Let's see how that works. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. Can you guys see the TRIBAL20 is the code for the sale? Yeah, not a good idea. That wasn't a good idea. Hang on. Let me... This is still wet on this stencil. It's like it's not drying off of there. Like the acrylics, when they're, you know, you get a real thin layer, they'll dry. This is staying wetter longer, which is not a bad thing because sometimes that's what you want it to do. But I don't want it to do that right now when I want to stack this in the drawer and keep moving. Do I? No, I don't. Oop. Oh, this one's kind of cool. Very watercolory. Yes, 'tis. Alrighty, let's carry on. Let's do so. I haven't used neons in a long time, and that just seems wrong on so many levels. So let's do something. Let's do something wild. You know, I haven't used these for a while. I got a little separation on the top of this one. Now it's nice and luscious. And on my shirt, neon. Let's do some pink with this one. Yeah, these have separated a little bit. Oops, really wipe that off of my shirt. Ooh, look at that. It almost hurts your eyes to look at. I got a ream of black copy paper. I'm going to try to do some prints on that too. Oh, put on your sunglasses. Hello, lover. I like you before I even put a stencil on there. Let's see. Let's do bear claws. Yeah. Remind you of the 60s if you were born then. I myself is a 1957 model. I do remember all that stuff. Hey, look at you. I got a good bit on here. I'm going to pick this up. I never use copy paper. I'm going to try copy paper on here for the ghost. That's all I do, Jean. I don't clean my stencils. I get most of the wet paint off of them so they don't stick together by shoving another piece of paper on it. And whatever happens, happens. That's just a ghost on regular old copy paper. Now, let me get this bad boy. Oh, look at you. Look at you. That right there is as much as I clean my stencils. She's going in the drawer. Ew, look at you. Oh, that's cool looking. And they're bright. They're very bright. Alright, let's see. Where's my next victim? There we go. Let's do some tusks. That's hard to say. Tusks. Tusks. Let's do... I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing some colors here. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. If you guys have a question, put it in all caps for me, please. Yeah, CB, it's this one. This is the exclusive. Live, Love, Laugh. That's the exclusive this time. Let's see. Put a little bit of this cerulean blue hue. I know that's one of Paula's favorite colors. She's a blue hue kind of girl. I don't know if I'm fond of this combination here, to tell you the truth. But we're committed now. We're going for it. Tusks, you're coming out of that color. Kind of looks like a globe. Maybe it won't look so bad. We had a doozy of a storm today go through. It didn't thunder and lightning, although I did see some lightning on the way home. I'm not paying attention and not pushing hard enough to get through all this. I gotta stop yapping and watch what I'm doing. You know, I bet this would make a neat Jean switched to blue from green. Are you kidding me? What is this world coming to? I mean, honestly. That is a statement I never thought I'd hear. I don't think that'll look good on there. Let me go with another clean piece of paper. Oh, she's lying. Oh, mercy. This one would make for some cool journaling spots down each tusk. It's easier to say tusk than tusks. But that would make some cool journaling spots on the page, I do believe, for your Jelly Jumpstart journals. That's kind of cool looking, actually. I don't hate that. Let's see. Let's do one of the mosaics. See how that comes out. Let's do this one in something bright. Thanks, Angel. Ooh, whoa, lordy. See, I need to use these more. They're paint boogers and it's inside's coming out. Good night. And they're all separating. Not good. I haven't done much with the PBOs yet, Pamela. They're here, though. There's some sneaking into them. What was that, red? Let's do some yeller. Oh, lordy. Oh, this one's really separated. Oh, bad paint owner. That is pitiful. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's really separated in there. And I don't even know what I'm showing in the it's the Golden's Neon. And I haven't, honestly, I haven't used them for months and months and months. So it's not, I don't think, any fault of Golden's, because they are the best in my opinion. This shirt is going to be so gunked up, I'm wiping all kind of crap on here tonight. Alright, let's see what we get here. Woohoo! Look at you, you big yummy. That's the neon red and fluorescent yellow. Not neon, they're all fluorescent. Fluorescent chartreuse, which is kind of yellow, and fluorescent red. That's what they were. And this one is Mosaics 3. I have, can you tell me I like Mosaics? 3 different versions. Let's see. Well, let's stick with pulling a clean one like I told you I would. Don't want to lie so early on. Angel, don't break the bank. I mean, buy something that you want, but don't break the bank, honey. Use the coupon code. Take advantage of that. They won't be going anywhere. They'll be there for another time. That's why I never make a good salesperson. I try to talk people saving money. Except myself. If only I could talk myself into saving money, then I'd be getting somewhere, but no. That's kind of yummy. That's a little bit yummy. Let's see. Where did I have another piece of deli? Let's pick this ghost up on this one that didn't pull very well. Let's see what we get there. That's just a ghost on a ghost, so we're not winning any contest on prettiness for that one. However, I'm going to take this one, the river, Tribal River one. Yep, TRIBAL20 is the code, guys. Is that still in frame here? And that's for the whole site. That's not just my designs. I'm going to pick this up on here. Yes, I am. And look how pretty and painted my stencil is. You know what? This might be a cool patina print. This mosaic. I'm going to try that. Yeah, there you go. A little pop of black on there. It'll look lovely. All right, let me do, so Paula, I'm going to do this again for the patina print. So first you want to put down a little bit of black paint, right? Get off of there. And this is just what I call a patina print that I play with when I do it. It's not a jelly arts thing, it's just my thing, and I call it patina because when it gets done, if it comes out right, it looks like aged patinaed metal to me. So here we go. And I love to brayer black paint. It goes on so smooth. I don't know what it is about that pigment in there. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down. I've never done one with this much of an open design before, so this will either look cool or not so much. So let me see. What am I going to pull that off on? You know what? I might just make a stark black and white one. To go slow for Paula. Put the paint, black paint down, brayer it out, lay a stencil down, pull a print. I'm going to stop because that's where we are right now. I'm pulling the black print, right? Ooh, look at you. I love stark black and white. So I got a lot of paint down there, and on a what is it, patina print, I want to try to empty the holes of the stencil. So I'm just going to take this piece of deli that I've been using over and over again, because that gets down in those holes really well. And I just want to try to pull up as much paint out of those holes as I can get. Are you with me? Alright, and there's still a little bit more down there, but that's okay. And see, the little pop of black actually helped that hodgepodge of, almost said Mod Podge, hodgepodge of crap I was picking up. So now, take the stencil off, and I'm going to lay this on something and get the paint off the back of my stencil before it dries and gets too thick, right? So there's that, just pulling this paint off of it. So I have all this, right? So now I'm going to go to PBOs. I'm going to take, you can take whatever ones you want, but I'm going to use green yellow. Oh, that's not the artist, that's the paint tube. That's my sign, I got to buy more paint. Crap. And this one happens to be green blue. And I'm going to take these. And then I'm going to brayer this, and this paint, the black's still wet. You know, when you do a cleanup print, when you do a cleanup print, you want the paint on the plate to be dry. So when you introduce the layer of wet paint, it marries to that and sucks it all off the plate. But this black paint is still wet. I don't want to let that dry necessarily. And then we're going to brayer this over the black that's left, right? And I'm going to wipe some of this off on here. And then I'm going to take the brayer, just the weight of the brayer, and I'm going to let that roll over there and pick up some of that excess paint. See the pattern coming back? That's all I'm doing, is just the weight of the brayer. I'm not even hardly holding it and letting it pick up a lot. I don't want to interrupt the pattern. I just want to get a little bit of that excess off of there. And now, let me just have a piece of deli. We'll pull it on deli, because then if it turns out really cool, I'll use it in collage. So, paper down. And you want to rub this one pretty well like you do a cleanup print. Linda! Oh, I've got 99 people watching. Never had that many before. All right, let's see what we get. Could be good, could be crapola. Oh, there's a lot of paint still left on the plate. I might get a ghost patina print. Hello, lover. Look at you, you little mosaic beauty. That's pretty. I like that a lot. I do. Oh, and look, I'm gonna ghost this sucker right here with another little piece of deli and see what I get out of that. Maybe not much. All right, just doing this to kind of clean up the plate a little. A little bit, but see those pops of PBO? You can't hate just that, I'm telling you. You can try, but you can't hate it. Yeah, it does kind of look like stained glass, Carrie. That's what I was trying to think of. Stained glass, I say. All right. Let's, I don't know, let's use rain. Is rain here? I didn't see rain. I'm using raindrop. Raindrops. Again, don't sing, Patty. Try not to sing. What do I want to use with rain? You know what? I'm going to use this. I don't know why, but I am. And this is a PBO. I got this from Dick Blick, and they're starting to call them gouache colors, I guess. This doesn't say Dinah like it used to, right? This one's called Parma. Blue Parma, and it's BLU Parma. And it is like a light blue with kind of a pink iridescent. Can you guys see that on there? So let's see what this looks like on here. I have no idea. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this on a piece of that black printer paper that I got and see how this, I don't know how this PBO is going to do with this Jo Sonja paint either. Looks like it's staying kind of thick in there, like it's not really blendy. Might need to get blendier. Alright, let's do some Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family. I know why Dave tells me not to sing now. So this is just copy paper, but it's black. I don't know, I saw somebody on YouTube must have been using it somewhere, and I thought, hey, that would be cool to have for collage. Oh, I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something with PBOs on here. That would make some good collage stuff, wouldn't it? Alright, let's see what we got here. I don't know how this is going to turn out at all. a little flash of that pink in there. Can't honestly say that's my favorite pull. And I will not lie to you people. I'm going to take this one. This is copy paper too. This little ghosty cleanup. I'll clean up that off of this too. I hear people call it gouache. I don't know. Where'd you find the paper? I got it on Amazon, Denise. I just went in there and searched for black printer paper. Is that what I said? Copy paper. I think it was copy paper. Yeah, see how much thicker that is? There's so much paint lift where that gouache, gouache, whatever it is. Every place that was, there's a thick glob of it there. There's still more on there, actually. Yeah, not a fan. It feels different than the other PBOs, the Dynacolors. What the heck? Got a little paper issue over here. This, oh, I threw the, this is like only 24 pound, I think. It's like regular copy paper. It's not, it is not cardstock at all. And I don't know the weight. I threw the wrapper away. I just chucked the wrapper and, oh, you know what? I might have the wrapper still in my trash can. Was that before or after I did my little cleanup down here? I'm not going to root too deep in the trash, but, oh, here it is. Hang on. Lord knows what other boogers is stuck to this thing. Astro Brights, Eclipse Black, 24 pound, I guess that is. 500 sheets, acid free. Can you see that? That's what it is. That's getting kind of cooler now when it gets smashed down there more. You can see that some of the green PBOs are picking up in the on the stencil. You guys see that? Which I can't see if you can see it because I can't see my live camera. I don't know what happened. If something changed with an upgrade on my Mac, and now I have I can't overlap my windows. It wants to like put a new window in a different desktop, and I gotta keep switching back and forth from the desktops where I could overlap them before. Pissing me off, I gotta tell you. So anybody new that's coming in, the code's TRIBAL20, 20% off the entire site of well over 3,000 designs. It's good until Sunday night the 21st. If you buy at least $25 worth of stencils, and one of them, at least one of those is mine, then you get this Live, Love, Laugh design. I'll use that for a pop-up black here soon. And if you're in the US and you spend $50 or more, you get free shipping. So that's pretty good. 20% off, a free stencil, and free shipping. Who does that but Sherry at iStencils? Oh, cool. 100 people. Yay, thanks, guys. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's do... I'm going to use him for a pop of black. Let's do this Tribal Marks one. I have, so I have, Jean, I have the Logitech Broadcaster Cam, and it comes with its own software. And I can see in that window, that's the window I use to say start broadcasting, and it links right up to Ustream. And I can also see myself live in real time. If I move my hand like this, it's showing me that right now. If I'm watching what you guys are watching, I'm seeing that 30-second lag. So as I'm showing something and trying to get it into focus and hold it the right way to show the glare or catch the pigment on it, I can see that in my live camera and try to correct it before you guys see it 30 seconds later. But now I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I'm seeing it when you see it, which whatever I've done 30 seconds ago. So whatever happens, happens. I cannot be responsible. Ooh, I bet this would make a cool patina print, wouldn't it? Let's do a little black. And I'm not kidding you. Watch how this black brayers out more than any other color. It just goes down lovely. You gotta like that. Okay, let's do this. This one's Tribal Marks. This one's kind of similar to the cave etchings, but they're more pointy and edgy than rounded on the other one, I guess. I don't know. What the hell. So, I had one that I thought I was going to do this pop a black on. Let's just do it on this fluorescent orange one. Shall we? I never did it that way, Jean. I guess because when I did my camera software, when I loaded it, that's what it said to do. And I thought, okay, I'll do this. And it worked, and I've never done anything but that. But now I can't overlap those windows because I would have my little camera software would show up down here in a little window where I could see exactly what I was doing. And then behind it, I could see part of what I was doing on a lag. It overlapped here, but I could see the chat right here playing out of the way. And I can't, but I am going to the Apple Store Saturday. I have an appointment to go. When I got my new lap, I bought the, oh, look at you, Papa Black. I'm telling you, a Papa Black is your friend. I'm going to pick up. Here we go again, Paula. Repeat lesson on a patina print. Pull a black print. Pick the ghost up and clean out the holes as much as you can. And the patina print has nothing to do with what was on the plate before this. Right? It doesn't matter if you had a clean plate or a dirty plate. That's got nothing to do with the patina print. So I'm trying to get all that out of there. And I got a lot of it out of there. Even that's cool. Alright. So now I'm going to pick this up. And I'm just going to drop this wet stencil on another piece of paper to try to clean it a little bit, as much as I clean them. Just get the goopy wet stuff off of there. Right, all that's now not sticking to my stencil. All this junk, right, and that's semi-clean. I can put it in there. So now still wet black paint, right? And you know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something different here. And I want it to turn, I'm going to use colors that are going to make baby poop. But I want it to do that because I want it to turn into like a browny bronzy kind of goldish color. So I'm going to go with the orange and the green. PBOs. These are both the Dyna colors, right? Orange yellow and green yellow. So I got the same kind of shimmer, right? And I'm just going to go right over top of this design with the wet black paint still. Right? Let them mix. See, it's kind of making a bronzy color where they're mixing the green and the orange. Get that paint off my brayer. And then very lightly let the weight of the brayer roll off some of that paint, revealing the lovely PBO-filled pattern underneath. Ooh, that's way too much paint on there. Oh, now see what the color it made? See that goldy bronze that's coming up when they're two mixing? Can't hate that. Get one more roll in there. And let's do this one on black copy paper for Jean. All right. Let's see what we get here. That's got all kind of stuff picked up in there. See the blue Flintstones underneath of there? This is a shadow. But see how that green and the orange kind of made it that bronzy gold throughout there? That will make very interesting collage fodder, and it's on that thin paper that'll collage a lot more easier than cardstock will. I loved you. Okay, groovy. Put this one off to the side. Yeah, I used these two. The PBO green yellow and the PBO orange yellow. And they kind of, you know, the green and orange, any kind of green and hot and cold color is going to make some sort of a neutral or brown. Baby poop. 102 people. Cool. TRIBAL20 for the new ones that came in is the discount code. 20% off the entire site. Good through Sunday night. If you buy at least one of my stencils and your order totals $25, you get this free exclusive stencil. And if your order is over $50 and you're in the United States, you get free shipping. So 20% off Sunday night, free exclusive, and free shipping. Pretty darn good, I gotta tell you. All right, let's see. What am I doing here? I want to get to, let's do this bigger mosaic one. This open, more open one here. And let's see. Some different colors. Hang on. No matter how many colors I have, it's never enough. Oh, I know what I want to do. Let's see if I can find it. PBO makes a paint. It's not a one of the Dynacolors. It's just a regular old acrylic. And it is called, here it is. Here you are, you little rascal. Got a brand new tube of you. It is called Oriental Purple. And when you combine Oriental Purple along with, it's wrapped up, green gold, you get a very beautiful pinky bronze color. I will show you. We'll do like a gradient print on here. I probably should do a cleanup, shouldn't I, before I do that? Let us do that. Mr. Tight and Buff. Little Tight and Buff cleanup print. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a cleanup through this mosaic stencil. That'd be a cool cleanup. Now you do pull a cleanup to get your plate clean, and you do it. A lot of times people do it on just one full sheet of paper. I like to do it through a stencil. And since I have all these lovely new designs, I think I'll show you why. So the paint for a cleanup print, you want the paint that's remaining on the plate to be dry. I didn't test it. So this might not be a good example. I'm going to try it anyway. Because it's only paper, people. Ain't nobody going to shoot me because it's not a good pull. Put your wet paper paint over there. I put Tight and Buff, kind of an off-white instead of the stark white. I'm going to lay down a stencil and I'm going to clean it up through the stencil pattern. So, do I want cardstock? You know what? I think I'm going to do it on deli. Because I think this is going to come out cool and use it for collage. So now, put your paper down. This comes through the deli so easy, you can see exactly what you got. But because it's a cleanup print, you want to really press and get that paint, the wet Titan Buff, to marry those dried colors on the plate. That's what you want to try to encourage. And if it works right, you will suck every little molecule of paint off your plate and get a really clean plate. Doesn't always work that way because it's depending on the conditions. It's very humid here today. I walked out of work, I felt like I jumped into a bowl of soup. It's cool down the basement, but it's still very humid. So the paints aren't going to dry like they normally would dry. So it might work, it might not. You can peek. Yeah, see, it's leaving all that paint down there. Not going to be a great one. Probably should have used cardstock where I could really rub the heck out of it, because we know Paula had issues last night with the rubbing. Just saying, for those of you who were there, Linda, you know, you gotta admit. Alright, I'm tired of rubbing this one. So it's either going to pick up or it's not. Oh, look, it made it look like a zebra print because how the deli paper puckers. So it's cleaned up a little bit. See the different colors in the Titan Buff that it pulled off the plate. But because it's humid and it wasn't really dry, it didn't really clean the whole thing. But that's okay. But look at this, what it did leave. All those puckers, it looks like a zebra stripe pattern in the mosaic. I am going to capture those. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try them on black. The black copy paper. Let's see what happens there. And we'll get a ghost of that. She's very astute at that, Linda. Not her first rodeo, you know. All right. Let's see what we get here. That looks rather safari-ish, doesn't it? Huh. Really interesting. So, what do I want to put you on? I want a dark print. Let's try this. Let's see what happens there. Alright, clean the back of my stencil, and that's all that's getting for cleaning. Right, give it a little bit more interest. And as you can see, I still got some more stuff on my plate because it wasn't a successful cleanup print. Oops. Try to pull a little bit more up with a just clean piece of deli. That got very, very, very little up, but that's okay. So let me show you this, what I was starting to tell you about. This is just the regular studio acrylic Oriental purple. This does not have the iridescence in it like the PBOs. So I'm going to do a little bit up here. That seems kind of runny. I buy too many paints and I don't use them in time. I think if they go bad, I'm going to shoot myself. Just kidding, just kidding. And then some PBO yellow green. I know, purple and green make mud. That's my intention. Oh, crap. Oh, you're coming out of there if I gotta cut you in half to get you out. Alright. So now, I'm going to get the purple brayered out. Alright. I'm going to clean a little bit off my brayer because I want it kind of a gradient thing. I don't want it to totally mix. So here we go with the green yellow. And now I'm going to work this into the purple. And you'll see it start to squeak and squeakity squeak. Lord. See that blend I'm getting there? How pretty are you, little blend? Get this one out of the way. Okay. Give me a stencil. All right, just use this. This is Tangled Tusks. Tusks. All right, now you can really see where the color kind of catches and blends there, right? And it's a lot of paint. You can see the paint puckered. But sometimes I like that look, actually. Let's go down here and see what we get. All right. There you go. See in the middle there, all those different variations of color. Can you guys see that? Oh, you know what I should have done, Jean? Pull it on black. I'll do the ghost on black. Hey, I'm just wondered if I can do a reverse patina print with this color down. Oh, almost got the dreaded paper cut between my fingers. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, these colors up here are really pretty. That's bronze color. It's faint, but it's there. It's there. All right, now let's see. I'm going to try that. See if we can do a reverse patina print since I got this down. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, look at you, lovely painted stencil. Oh, look at that print. That came off nice. Sometimes too much paint is not a bad thing. All right. So now, let me take black and go over top of this. Seems like it should work, right? We are about to find out, people. Unless it doesn't, because the whole bottom is all PBOs. Maybe you won't. Let's see if we can lift any of the black off. That doesn't lift off as easily. Oh, and of course it's not turning. I'm bound up here. When we go shopping, and when you guys come down and we go shopping, when we get to Dick Blick, somebody remind me to get brayers, would you? Okay, let's put this on a piece of deli and compare that. Wow, 106 watching. Yay! So this is the code, guys. I'm sure you've been able to figure that out. TRIBAL20. It's good for 20% off the entire iStencils website, not just my designs. Good through Sunday night the 21st. You get a free exclusive stencil if you purchase $25 or more, and at least one of those stencils is mine. And if you're in the US, you get free shipping on orders over $50. Okay, let's see. Did it work or not work? That was, I would call that a fail. I got a little bit of shimmer there, but that's not a patina print. Not a patina print. I'm gonna pick that up again with more Nella. There's still enough paint there. Maybe this one will be better. So it works better with the black down first. For sure. Disregard that last demo, Paul. I don't want to screw you up. Oh, this one's better. Oh, yeah. That one's much better. I like that one better. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this one. I haven't really done many layers here, have I? I've been trying to just get a clear view of what the stencil pattern really looks like on its own. Let's do something purple. Looks like the Baltimore Ravens paper over here. All right, this one is the half full scattered one where there's different sizes of the design. Let's see what this one looks like. You know what? I'm going to put this over top of the Pam Carricker paints that I used earlier that came out kind of watercolory looking. I like purple and turquoise, so let's see. Oh, the rubbing plates. Oh, I got an idea. Glad you mentioned that, Paula. Cool. That's a good layer. All right, let me take... Nope, not that one. Ah! My arms aren't long enough, which is amazing because I'm very tall. I'm going to pick up that little ghost of that purple over top of this. Just a light dusting of that, but that's kind of cool over top of that. I like it. And now, let us I'll just clean up with a new piece of paper. Alright, I want to try something. Maybe that picked up some PBOs in there. Alright, give me a minute to go rooting in another drawer and figure out where I put these. Paula, look, I have rubbing plates. So let's try something. Let's go with that stencil I called 5 for lack of a better term of what the hell to call it. This big blob stencil thing. Okay, let me a little bit of that, Little video. And something else. A little bit of this light blue. Oh, you beat me, Jean. I don't have near that many. Alright, so let's do this. Let's get, ooh, that's a pretty combination. Since this stencil is so open, right, and this is just called 5 because I had no idea what the hell to name this thing. But I thought it's got its purpose somewhere, somehow. And this might be its purpose. So I'm going to take a rubbing plate. I want one that's kind of busy. Let's use this one. Oh, maybe this one. And I'm just going to mash this down and let it make some design. Oh, ho, ho. Hello, lover. Into the plate, into the paint. Oh, look how pretty you are. Okay, and now let me pull that. Oh, that's interesting. You can see that pattern in there pretty good. Yes, you can. Now let's just, for gigs, let's take this, since there's big holes in that pattern, and put it over here. Let's just see what we get. The colors will work. Whether the patterns are due or not is another story. You gotta just take a stab at it and give it a try. I'm gonna clean that off, that little bit. Well, it's getting close to a mess, but I'm going to pulling it back from the brink in the next step. So, see? Not so lovely. But you just wait a minute. Let's see here. Now let's do this little guy. Oh, I bet he'd make a cute patina print, wouldn't he? Well, let's do that. Thanks, Andrea. I appreciate your support. So this one is Tribal Borders. I think this one's fun. So, I'm going to put that little papa on here. Are you dry enough yet? Yeah, you're going to be. We're just going to see what happens. It is still wet. Might be screwing up another demo. How unfortunate would that be? Hello, lover. How cute is that? That black just pushes all that mishmash into the background and pops out. Even though it's not, because it was wet, I didn't push it so hard, so I got kind of a sketchy print there. But even so, that looks kind of cool being a sketchy print. I'm just saying. I'm going to take this. Yeah, I'm just going to take this and just try to pull up, ghost this, and get these holes cleaned out. I don't, CB, have the new stamps to go with them yet, but I'm going to start working on that. I just need to take the time to sit down and put a plate together of which designs I think would work well. See? I'm telling you, the Papa Black brought that back. I mean, it's still not my most favorite print in the world, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not blowing smoke up your butts just to try to sell a stencil. I'm just saying, it helps that ugly print. Makes it a little cool. A little Diet Coke with lime. Refreshing. And I'm going to take the stencil off. Put it on a piece of paper. I'm worked myself into a corner here, but I want to get this kind of cleaned off. Watching other streamers, and no one else's stream seems to do it except mine. Huh. I don't know. Is anybody else having problems? I don't know why it would be one stream and not the other ones. That's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Oh, now I really hosed myself up with my, oh, there it is. My desktop screen there. See, that little faint print like that would make a cool envelope and note card. I'm just saying. So now, let me see, little Mr. Patina print, what I can do with you. Oop, that's not a PBO. Where'd I go? Oh, my green ones. That's the one that's almost empty. Okay, we're going to have to play the hardball here. Make me come in and get you. Still a good bit of paint in there. All right. Do it the hard way. I think this one's going to look cool. All right, now go back in and lift a little layer off of there, and that's, this brayer is starting to get, not rolling free. See where it's smudged there? That might have, and it's doing it again. Okay, I'm not playing with you anymore. Ha. We'll see who's boss here. Oh, look, a brand new one. What do you know? That really messed that up. So my excellent print might not be so excellent, but I can always make another. And I'm going to do this on deli because I'm really liking the collage. When I do a collage with these little bits of this PBO, really puts a little pop in the collage, I got to tell you. And I like the collaging with the deli. Oh, I wonder if I could... Has anybody ever tried art tissue on their jelly plate? I wonder if that's probably too fine. It would probably just stick and rip off. Yeah, you can see the interruption where my brayer skidded across here. See all that where it's missing? But you can see what did make the print. And that's rather fabulous, if I must say so myself. So let's see. Let's do a cleanup through a stencil again. What shall we use? Oh, I want to do this one too. Oh, I got all my little Papa Black ones off here to the side. Oh, we must play with those. What time is it? 8:20. Oh, I got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Wonder what a cleanup through the checkers would look like. I don't know. So how do we find out? Let's just do it. I'm coincidentally having a hot flash, but I'm benefiting from trying to dry my jelly plate. Alright, dry enough. So, let's see, Mr. Titan Buff, let's use you again. This one's really flowing nice. I'm like queen of the brayer now. Look, it's not squeaking. Probably be squeaking by the end of the video, but it's not squeaking right now. I don't know when the last time was I had a brayer that didn't squeak. tell you the truth. All right, let's do this. Let's do checkers and deli so I can get down in those little holes. See how the checker pattern comes right through there? It's so easy to get this paper in, down in those holes. So if we have Marylanders on here that are coming down to Maryland in July, I think everybody paid me the $280 so far. I have 5 more people that need to pay that, and you have until July 1st. If it's not paid by July 1st, though, that's going to be a big problem for my pocketbook because I'm contractually obligated. Ooh, look at you! Oh! Look at that little bits of PBO that came out in that little fine checker design and all that black that it picked up. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let me see if I can do that for underneath and get the other little bits. And this one, what am I going to do with you? A little wet stencil. Let me just put you on here. I'm not too concerned with that. I don't think much is going to come off of there. No, hardly anything because I hardly used any paint. Yep. Got another one. That's kind of cool. Do not put the ring plates in the big shot. Oh, I would think it would, Eileen. Flatten those babies out. Oops, I don't know where that avalanche just went, but my papers went back behind, off the back of my table. Okay. So, I want to, go back and do a couple more colors with these, and then I'm going to come back and start putting some papas on there with some of the stencils I haven't used yet that I'm anxious to try. So I'm going to make a couple prints to give me a base for that. Just a teeny tiny bit of PBO in there. Can't believe the sound of the silence of this brayer. Should have broke this bad boy out a long time ago. Saved me some sanity, I'm sure. This is the Diamonds in the Rough again. We use this one first. So I'm going to do a clean print of this. I'm just looking in the screen that you guys are looking at, noticing this PBO green yellow over top of that hot pink. Ew, look at you. You're lovely. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I wonder what the ghost of that over this would look like. I don't know. Let's try it. Let us just try it, shall we? Yeah, that's kind of cool. And let me clean this off on another sheet. Pick that up for the reverse and clean off my stencil. All right, there's the reverse of that one. Look how this one looks like it dried like watercolors from that Pam Character paint I used earlier. That was kind of cool. You know what? Let me grab a couple other colors of hers. Let's try this red. These are very, very runny. So they act, for those of you who weren't here earlier when I did this, they act very different on the plate because it wants to resist the paint, the jelly plate. It wants to beat up, and they're so thin and sheer that it gives a watercolory look. Now you can see this as I brayer it. As soon as I brayer it, it starts to bead back up. Can you guys see that? You can watch it start to resist the plate. See what it's doing? But taking advantage of that, this is the cave etchings. I think this is my favorite. And pulling a print of that, and it's still beating up through the holes. They're getting more scarce with paint as I'm sitting here watching it. But that also is what gives you and they ship pretty quickly. I don't know where you are. In the US, I would imagine people on the East Coast would get them in a couple of days, and on the West Coast, maybe 3 or 4 days. Yeah, she gets them out of there pretty quick. Not sure I like how that one came out. Maybe it's just the colors. Because I did one earlier. Here's the reverse of it, and I do like the way that one came out. Let's see what happens on the reversey. Yeah, shows you how they look if you want that kind of watercolor effect. Colleen, these are Pam Character. They're by Daravan Matisse from Australia. You can only get them at Jerry's Artorama, and they're by Pam Character. They're her sheer colors. They're called Fluid Matte Acrylics, and they're artist grade paints. All right, let me do. What else do I have here? Let me do. Where are you? Let's do this little mosaic. And I don't know, something neon maybe. Why not? Pink. All right. Put on your sunglasses. Here we're going with the fluorescence again. You know, didn't I do a fluorescent in the mosaic earlier? Huh. Maybe I should pick another. Ah, what the heck. We'll just use this. I was trying to use different ones of people that came on later that they didn't see, maybe. Yeah, Colleen, it's the that's what reminded me about my paints with was Paula doing the demos where she was drawing her faces out of the Pam Carricker book. And I thought, wait a minute, I've got her paints, and I've forgotten where I had rearranged and put them, and I never really have played with them. And I thought, that's ridiculous. Ooh, hello, lover. Look at you, all bright and happy and checkered. Go grab this little bit. And then I want to start there's the positive side of the stencil. Okay, so let us go looking at some of these other little rascals that I haven't used yet. And I love this one. This one's called The Boys. So this is, I think, an ideal pop of black one. So let's start popping some black and see what we can do there. Here's the boys. Let's hear it for the boys. I'm singing again. Not a good idea. Let's do it over this watercolory one of Pam's paints. Why did I bite my tongue when we were doing that page, Paula? I like that page. All right. Look at you, you little rascals. I didn't get a perfect image everywhere, but again, it's cardstock. It's kind of difficult to do on cardstock. Let me pull a piece of deli. See how you can get down in there and that deli paper goes right into, oops, right into those little holes. So much easier than cardstock does, but they're for different purposes. Hey Lou Jean, hey Paige. That's a little bit better impression of the boys. All right, so I want to I need more elbow room. How am I going to make that happen? I'm going to clean off the boys here. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's just what was on the back of the stencil. Huh. All right. Let's try. I'm just going to add a little bit of black paint to this and pull a different kind of black print. And I just need a little bit because there's still, you know, it's still fairly covered because that only, those holes were just a limited little design there. Let's do basket weave. Let's see what we got up here. Let's do it on this one. I don't know if you can see it on camera as I do this. You can see the deli going down and kissing that paint right off those, between those little holes. This is a good stencil, this basket weave, to pounce paint through it. Oh, look at you, you little rascal. How cute is that? Some of this in the area with the patterns, the way they are stacked up there, it almost has an oriental flair to it. Kind of, sort of, maybe. So, let me... I really like this one. Well, I kind of have to like all of them, I guess. Use that to make a little card envelope out of. Yeah, Paige, I don't know if you were on Polished Stream. I was telling the girls that I went shopping with your money, and I bought us a bunch of baby wipes and paper towels and 2 reams of cardstock with your money. So that'll help, and they won't have to carry paper towels and pack baby wipes. Of course, I understand there's a couple baby wipe hoarders and abusers. We might have to go out and get more, but that's okay. So, you saw the boys. This is the girls. Let's see what the girls look like when we pull them on something. Let's see, do I have another? Here we go. Oops. I'll pull them on that one. Okay, here we go, ladies. This one's for the girls. This one's just going to be a little fine print, but I'm going to put it on this. I think that'll look fabulous. I have been wrong before. And this is another one with fine holes. Oops, I just smushed it. Fine holes, so it's a good one for thin paper like deli or tissue, or pouncing. This is slipping around on me for some reason. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, it was slipping up here when I was trying to do their heads. So they're beheaded girls. I might go back and pounce some, not on that one, but on another one, and try to pounce them out a little bit. Pounce them out. Clean off my stencil. I'm trying to get through all the designs to show you at least what they look like when you use them, and then if I have more time, I'll go back and play and do different stuff with them. There's another little pile for the card pile. Oops. Hello. Oh. Hello, Tribal Feathers. What am I going to do with you? You know what? I might put it on this green one. Or maybe even on this one that I didn't think came out so good. We'll put them on both. Ha! How about that? Night, Joan. Oh, you know what, Joan? Before you go to bed, let me make sure you're still here before that I don't miss you on the lag. I have your box here. Joan has sent me a 3rd goodie box, and I haven't opened it. I will take the time out of my stream here and open it so you can see me open this if you're still on after I do this pull. Alright, let's see. Thanks, Lucy. Okay, hang on, Jen. I'll make this pull, and then I'll open your box real quick. I didn't want to. Oh, hello, lover. That's kind of cool. Let me do one more of this while I got my oh, crap. I broke my lid. I hate that. Then you always got to wrestle it all the time to go on there, right? Let me do one on here real quick while I got this black on my plate. I'm just going to do the feathers again because I like them. I mean, who doesn't like a feather? Very American Indian-ish. Which again is tribal in a different way, right? Yeah. Look at you. All right. Let me clean this up. Denise, it didn't come out great because it was slipping on me. So it came out pretty fine on there, but I'm going to try to do another one. I have time to do it. The stencils are in 6x6, Kate, or the 8x10 that I'm using on the 8x10 jelly plate. So I got to do something with this plate here first, Joan, before this has got so much paint on it right now. Now I'm just trying to suck some of the paint off of there. Ooh, you know what? Hold the phone. Let me try to do a little patina print. Of course, I tell you to wait and I'll be right there, and now I'm still farting around, but hang on one sec for real. As soon as I pull this one, then I can have a decent plate to stopping point on the plate, and I will open your box of goodies. Then you're going to have everybody wanting to hammer you about doing demos on YouTube for them. That's the risk you take when you do cool stuff. Let's see if this turns out at all. Oh. Oh, for the big plate too, Jean. That might be a possibility at some point. I was thinking about making 8-inch round ones if we can do those. Okay, hang on. Get rid of this out of my way. Let's see if this pulled any kind of a worthwhile patina. Very faint. Very faint, but that's okay. All right, let me set this aside real quick and let Joan be able to go to bed. She's going on holiday pretty soon. Oh, and here, oops. Ooh, looky there. That's the free exclusive Live, Love, Laugh. Oh, I didn't use that stencil either. I didn't use the other Live, Love, Laugh one. Oh my goodness. So many stencils, so little time. So here's the box. Now look at this lovely package that Joan sent me. I haven't opened it yet. Painted around the sides and all this intricate cut work here. How cute is that? Oops. The taped. Oh, here we go. Got a little suction holding it shut here, I think. I don't want to mess up this box. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this with her tiles. Oh my gosh, that's part of a book. Joan, I'm telling you, you are just too much. Look at these tiles that are in this frame of this book. They're all polymer clay tiles. That is just beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love some of those designs in there too. Very nice. And look, it's a whole book. Oh, a big thank you. Oh, and look, the laundry's hanging out my jelly prints and alcohol prints with PTP, TPTP on the back of this paper that she did it with. Ye Jolly PTP is the name of the boat. For your help. Thank you for your help and time. Oh, God bless your heart. Look at the work in this. Patty's Candy Store, canvas art for sale. Hugs, Joan. Well, hugs right back to you, honey. This is so beautiful. And oh my gosh, is this? Oh, this is paper lining the just lining the inside of the box. That's so nice. And this is a box in a box. Ooh, and it's got a picture of my polymer clay tiles on the top of and the sides of the box. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Craft Artist 2 Professional. Oh, that's the CD. Oh, you little rascal, you. That's the CD for that software program she uses to make the papers that she makes and sends me. Oh my gosh, that is really great, Joan. Thank you so much. Ooh, oh my gosh. Look at all these stamps. I love this checker one. Look at that. I saw the, it looked like, yeah, that was in here. I saw that and I thought, ooh, I like that one. Hey, Jamie. That's a cool stamp for tiles, that black and white tile. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's gorgeous. This looks like a lava lamp. These texture plates. Oh, and look at these. These are beautiful. That's really deeply etched too. Oh my gosh, Joan. Thank you so much. I love that. Look at that, like iron gate work on there, sort of. Can you guys see that? And this one, one's prettier than the next. These are Lisa Povecka. Is that her name? That does all the clay stuff. These are her stamps. Joan, thank you so much. You are beyond sweet and thoughtful. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Look at all these goodies. Thank you so much. You may go to bed now, my friend, and rest your head easy. And you're going to have to start doing YouTube videos because everybody wants to see what you're doing, how you're doing all this stuff. Because you are a machine, my friend, cranking out. Just what you've sent me would take me 6 months to do with all that intricate work. Thank you so much. I know. She knows my taste, doesn't she, Jean? The gray ones are Lisa, is it Pavleka? Pavleka. I think it's P-A-V-L-E-K-A, I think. She does a lot of Pavelka. Yeah. Heidi, did you get through to customer service? I love them, Joan. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. A big hug. Okay, there's a couple that I didn't use. Let's do a little papa with this one. Let's see. What's going to show up there? Hey, Dan. Yeah, I think they have regular business hours. They're on the East Coast, Heidi. So they should see your email tomorrow if not tonight yet. But I'm not sure that they have a crew that works at night, honestly. Let's see. What do I want to do with this? This needs a little something, something. Well, I got all this black down there. Let's just put more black on there. I have so many different little signs and pictures and stuff that are hanging around the house that have this saying on it, live, love, laugh. I used to have this kind of an wooden arch, long, skinny thing that you put over top of a doorway. And it said, live well, love much, laugh often. And when people were new and came over to my house for the first time, I'd tell them, here, we have some rules here in this, so we run a tight ship. These are the rules. Other than that, there are no rules in this house. So I don't have any word stamps, but this is my word stamp. Oh, sorry. Stencil. Yeah, that's just build-up stuff on my plate. Who was that? Denise that asked if my plate was stained. It's just built-up paint. I'll do a cleanup print and suck all that off of there. The jelly plate is on top of a paper on the sale. Oh, yes. Yep, this is just a piece of paper that has the coupon code on it for the sale. It sure is. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I forgot what stencil I had down here. And where I had to rub to try to get a nice print. There you go. There's that one. And let's do... Thanks, Jamie. Every time I get a chance to run out and see one of Jamie's videos, if I watch long enough, the little rascal's got using one of my stencils in there. Bless her heart. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I forgot to flip the stencil over. You're right. You're right, Dorothy. Or whoever said that. But the word, I didn't even notice it. But yeah, that is backwards. I forgot to flip the stencil over the other way. Silly girl. They're backwards there, but look, you can read them there. Hey, nobody said I was the smartest. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Oh, look at you. Of course, now it came out right because it's backwards and backwards again, right? Flipped her over. All right, let me just... do a little cleanup on the black. Yeah, I don't use many word stencils, and I forget about flipping them over, because when you put them down, they look right. All right. right, let's do one more cleanup print. And still a little wet. Oh look, hot flash and dry my jelly plate at the same time. How convenient. Dry enough. Okay. Oops, a little tight and buff. All right, I'm just going to do one pull for a cleanup print. Yeah, I can just, yeah, you're right, the deli paper, you can probably see through that when you stick it down with some matte medium and just flip it over and it'll read the right way again. So I'm really rubbing this, getting down in the corners where all those crusty bits were. Okay, there we go. Oh, look, I got the words. A little bit of PBOs here and there. And look, clean print, plate, other than that little bit of booger right there. But that's how you do a cleanup print. All right, I'm going to put my jelly plate away. And look how ugly that is. All right. Let's see what else we can get into here. Let's try. I don't know if that's still wet or not underneath there. Nope, just a little tiny bit off of there. Good night, Heidi. That's a little late for you to be up, young lady. So, just, you don't have to just use jelly pulls or jelly prints on your stencils. Actually, let's do something a little more interesting than a white piece of paper, shall we? Let's use this. And let's have a little bit of black paint on my mat. And let's see, where's my makeup sponges? They're over here somewhere in a little drawer. There they are. All right. And let's just pounce through here, shall we? And as much as I use and love stencils, I'm not a great pouncer, I gotta tell you. A lot of times I get paint underneath of the darn design. Susan, eventually I will do some stamps that'll match these for sure. I don't know when I'll have time to get that plate put together. I'm really busy at work and we're getting ready for the Maryland event, and then not long after that we go on a cruise, and our 6-month, sorry, 6-year late honeymoon. Yeah, I did blot most of the paint off, Jean. We'll see what happens. Paula is a good spouncer. I am not a good spouncer. I think I just get tired of doing it. Like, all right, already, let's scrape it on there and the hell with it. But then you don't get a good print. Learned that the hard way many, many times. And once on a very expensive floor cloth. Alright, the moment of truth. Let me see. I heard my phone go off. It's buried under dozens of jelly prints over here. Let me make sure we... Okay. Don't need to do that. Oh, look at you, cute stencil that I spounced so nicely. That's the girls. I did get a little bleed through here and here, but I'm not a machine, people. I am not a machine. Yeah, they're on my my Etsy shop. It's on Etsy. It's Inky Obsessions. That's where I sell my stamps. So there you go. There's another way to do it. You don't just have to. You don't just have to. Lost my train of thought. Jelly plate with them. You do all kind of stuff with them. Let me have something else here. What do we have? Cardstock. Let's grab, whoops, okay. Craft-a-lanch. Let's take this and hold the phone. Here's something I haven't used in forever. Forever. What color is that? Okay. See if I can even get them to work. Probably all clogged up. My sprays. You can, of course, spray through your stencils. Oops. Oh, Lord. Good night, this spray. Look how much of the area I'm spraying. Sweet Moses, I gotta fix that. There you got a little spray of that one. Thanks. Lordy. That was a mess. I used to like do nothing but spray ink stuff. And then I got away from the sprays. And I haven't sprayed in I don't know how long. Doesn't seem right, does it? I mean, this one's clean. That doesn't seem right. How did I miss that one? Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I was watching a video the other night, and I do this every once in a while, but not very much. Okay, I lied. I'm getting the jelly plate back out again. Don't sue me. Let's see. What colors do I want here? It's a little disturbing looking at that underneath my jelly plate. Alright, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Let's try those two. That'll probably look pretty. Oh yeah. That was bright aqua green and cerulean blue hue from Liquitex. That made a pretty color. And then, this is half full, right? Put this one down. Oops, I'm a little crooked off the top, but that's okay. And then take the stencil, take your brayer over it, right, and push that design down into the paint, and then pull a print. Which is an easy way if you want to try to fill the whole page with paper, if you don't like white space or... Ooh, that's pretty. And very subtle. Let's see. Pull that ghost off of there. Ooh, that one's even better. You can see the stencil a lot more prominent in that ghost print. And most of the time, ghost prints are, I think, the nicer print. To be honest, I do think that is true. I don't know if I have any more ink on the back of this or not, or paint rather. Talking about inks now, I'm thinking about the spray inks. Oh, I did. All right, let's see what that looks like. I'm going to pull that on deli. I've almost gone through my first box of 1,000 sheets of deli. But that being said, I've actually sent a good bit off to people. So 1,000 sheets, that's a whole lot of deli. Oh, and that one's even nicer. Look at that. Oh, woohoo. I'm going to do another one of those. Here's the code, by the way. I took my page out of there. Let's see. What might I layer? On top of that. Let's do this one. I love this one. This one's Tangled Tusks. I get this one in one of the tribal marks mixed up. This one has more of a repeatable pattern. See the tusks this way, and they're twisted. Hence the name Tangled Tusks. But it does kind of look like the other one now that I'm looking at it, with a different set of eyes. All right, I've covered up all my paints here with these prints. I can't see what the hell I'm looking at. All right, let's go something purple. I always like turquoise and purple together, a couple different shades perhaps. And you know what, let's go back to this gouache, whatever this is, the blue Parma. And this is really thick though. It's like snot on my jelly plate. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Let's see. I don't know if that'll blend in or not. You can really see that it's... Look how it is. See those glops in there? It just does not want to blend. Ooh, that looks pretty. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on, let me find a... I'm just going to use one of these little prints I did here and just pick up a very light print of this, barely touching it to get some of the paint out of the holes. That was very light. Didn't push nearly enough, but that's okay. And then let's push this one down. This gets paint on the top and the bottom of the stencils. Alright, and let's put this one over top of here and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. That's a whole lot of mess. But we might pull that back with a little papa. You know what? I'm going to do this on the deli. Get rid of what's on here. because it's watercolor, Patty. Oh, Gina, I see we're talking probably because it's a watercolor. I don't know what you were talking about though. Missed it. You're saying this is watercolor? This isn't watercolor. Concentrated and opaque. Remain vivid after they've dried. Great for any illustration and decorative work. This isn't watercolor though. I know what you mean because I do have some in the cakes that say they're I forget how you spell it. This is Gouache. But this is called opaque acrylic. It doesn't say anything about being a watercolor at all. And I bought it in the it was I mean in the acrylic section. Of paints on Dick Blick. Very strange. I'll have to go back and look at the site because it said it was in with I think with the Dynacolors on the Blick website. I'll have to test it sometime. See what happens. So let's see, what didn't I use? Did I use everything? Yeah, this one is a mess. Let me try to pick some of this up over here. This will be, I'll have one big wad of stencils when I open my drawer tomorrow. Gosh, there's still more on there. Sheesh. Well, you know what? Let's try something. Where's that watercolor piece of paper? Here it is. Oh, it's probably... That's got too much crap on it. Hang on, let me grab another piece. And let's just see what it does. Now, I'm not a watercolor artist at all. Every time I touch them, it turns into a disaster. And I have several different kinds, hoping that one day I'll figure it out. But, let's see. Oh, look what I got a mess over here with my black and my makeup sponge. So, how will I do this? I need a little palette. Where are my little palettes? Oh, look, there's one not far away. So let's try putting a little bit in here. And putting some water on it, maybe. Well, why don't we just pour it out of a bottle of water instead of trying to squirt that thing sideways. Let's see, let me get a watercolor brush. Give it a fair shot. But it doesn't look like it's blending at all with water. Not very easily anyway. It's kind of like oil and water, although it's acrylic. Can you guys see that? It's all snotted up on the brush. Let's see if I can get this to blend any. And, ew. kind of got a pretty color to it, but it is nasty consistency. Look how bright pink that is. Can you guys see that? It's starting to blend down some, but I've never seen any kind of watercolor where you had to beat it to death to get it smooth. Wow, look at that flash of that shimmer in there. I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot of iridescence in there, but it doesn't feel, it almost feels, well, it doesn't to the touch, but on the brush it feels sliming. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not wild about it though. I like the shimmer. I know I don't like it on the jelly plate, and I don't like doing this with it, so I'm not sure. I wonder if I use just a regular brush and tried to paint with it. Now it's got me curious. Put another little blob over here in the dry spot. It's like snot here too. Snotty paint. It's very possible that it's just me, but I'm telling you, I am not a fan so far, and I like everything PBO I've ever touched. I don't know. It's on there okay. It's kind of holding a brush stroke. Even though this is a soft brush, it's very, very gooey, thick paint. I mean, it holds a peak and stays there. Yeah. Not a fan, gotta tell ya. Got all my brushes all boogered up now. I don't know. That's going in the crapper. The paper, I mean. Maybe I'll bring this to Maryland for you guys to play with and see what you think it is. Really got a lot of pink pigment in it, though. It's pretty like that. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Oops, almost put that in the black paint. Silly girl. Okay, let me see what time it is, guys. 9:30. All right, I can go up to another half an hour if I want to, or if anybody's interested in anything else. Did everybody make sure they understand the sale? They got the coupon code. I'll post it. I'll tweet it. Post it on Facebook and on my Inky Obsessions Facebook page. So make sure nobody misses it. If you know of friends that are interested, please pass the code along to them. It's for anybody that wants to use it, not just for you guys. But you guys are always the first that sees it, because you're my people. I don't know, I feel like doing a couple more jelly prints. All the ways to use my stencils, and I still like the old jelly prints the best. Let's go back to some of the earlier ones that I used. I like this one, Tribal River. Let's see. Rivers are blue, right? I'll take that as inspiration for what color to use. Pretty, pretty. Thanks, Erica. Oh, yeah, Robin. I wonder where that is. Heather. What the heck did I do with that? Well, now it can't be too far because I haven't gotten up on my chair. Oh, for Pete's sake. Hang on. Oh, and my bones tell me I haven't gotten up and moved for a while. Sweet Moses. Oh, here it is. There's the girls. Oh. Whew. You can tell I haven't had to leave for a few days. Let's see if I can just make this kind of stripy looking with color. Maybe not. I wonder if it just needs mix. Maybe put it in a jar and see. That gouache stuff, Jean, I've kind of lost interest in it, to tell you the truth. I got the attention span of a gnat. It doesn't play right immediately. I am not interested. My time is too valuable. Oops, schmutzing up the back of my paper. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate that. I'm not paying attention. This felt like it slipped on me. No, it didn't. But there's not much variation in the color, although here I can see a streak of PBO through the center. I don't know if you guys are going to catch that or not. Let's do something with this one. This one's not talking to me. And I don't think this is going to do it any favors because it's the same color family. I think I need to do something in white over top of this. I think it's too dark. Actually, you can see it. It's kind of monochromatic. Big word. Big word. Yeah, I thought when I saw it that, oh, look, it's a new Dynacolor, because I believe it was mixed in with those on the Dick Blick site. And when I got it, it's in a different tube and a different color and different consistency. All that good stuff. There you can see the PBOs more where it's straight through there. This would look cute, like seaweed and bubbles, and put a mermaid stamp or something in there. Being the fan of mermaids that I am. You know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a pop of white. Yes, I am. Let's see if I can do that on a couple of these and bring them back. Bring them back to my way. My way of thinking. Let's see here. Let's do this one. Cave etchings. I'm going to do this one. See if I can do a reverse pop of black with a pop of white. I have a couple really cool mermaid stamps, actually. I love mermaids. That's what we consider my sister-in-law that we lost because we buried her ashes at sea. We call her Mermaid. Ooh, ooh, oh, I like that. Now that speaks to me with that purple and turquoise, which is my favorite combination anyway. But all that mishmash of that's pushed in the background, just like with the pop of black. You see that white on top of there, and that looks pretty flippin' awesome. That's one of my favorites of the night. And this, I'm just going to take this dark pickup of that feather and get this ghost of this white over top of this and see what we get. Oh, look at that, picked up some of the turquoise with it. See that turquoise and white mix through there? That's a little bit of awesome right there. And you know, I'm realizing I don't use white that much on my jelly plate. I just don't. Here's a real dark one. Remember the fail with the PBOs on top? Let's try this. I'm just going to clean this off on here. Yes, you may, Jamie. Email me your address. Which one? I think it's just a stencil that makes it look so cool. That even made that look better with that PBO sticking through those little holes now instead of just that big blob of black. I'm liking you. And of course now both sides of this are wet. I'm going to stand here and hold it, I guess. I'll put it over here on my I don't care stack. Oh yes, mama like. Let's see, what else can I do with my white here? Let's do something on you. See, this is where some of that gouache got finally smushed down in between the stencil and smeared out a little bit. But see, all that brayering and it just concentrated in those couple places. It is not brayer friendly. All right, let's go for more white. This one. I will share it with you, my friend. Send me your address. Whoops. All right, let's see what we're going to do here with some white. All right. Do I want to use a different stencil? This one's still a little wet. Can I squeeze it on my shirt? Let's do... You know what? And I don't know how this is going to turn out because it's... But I'm going to do this. Basket weave with the white. On this. And this is a fine design, but this is the copy paper, right? It's not cardstock. So I'm hoping I can get down into those little holes. So I just smeared it. And we'll see if how that works. Oh, hello, lover. Look at that. I mean, that took that print from like to ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. That's kind of cool if I gotta say so myself. And I am saying so myself. That's kind of cool. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this one. Oh, look at those colors now that they dried. Ho, ho. See what I mean? Where that purple got in with that, the oriental purple with that green yellow. I'm going to add more white. I need to get more paper over here. I'm going to have a big mess right there. Big mess. All right. Okay, white going down on this one. Here we go. We're going in. Jamie, I got it on Amazon. I saw somebody, I don't know who I saw had it. Somebody on YouTube, I guess, had it somewhere. And I thought, oh, black copy paper. That's a nice weight for collage and stuff. So I just went on Amazon and put in black copy paper. Up it came, and in my cart it went. Oh, wow, that really gives a depth to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. But you know how a basket has the texture, like the high points and the low points? Even though this is just, you know, two-dimensional, it kind of looks like it has that depth to it, sort of, kind of. I like it. You might be my new favorite, honey. Look at you. All cute and stencily and everything. Yeah, it's black copy paper, Pam. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a piece of that black copy paper and pick this up just very lightly, because I think I might be able to get a couple pulls out of that. Ooh, yeah. It's got a little bit of that turquoise in it. Can you guys see that? It curls though, because it is just copy paper, so it's kind of hard to handle when it gets that wet paint on it. That's a kind of a nice base, and I still got a lot more. I'm going to do another one. Oh, I put the paper on there crooked. I didn't do my own trick with putting my fingers underneath to feel where the plate is. You silly girl. Interesting. Let me put this down on here and see if the plate will suck that paint off. I'm liking this basket weave. Oh, look! Woohoo! And you get 500 sheets of this. I think it was like $20 though. It wasn't cheap paper, but it's 500 sheets. I mean, that's going to keep me off the streets for a little while. Wow, I got a lot of prints out of that. You know what? I wonder what it would look like over top of this in white. I might have to switch up to a pop of white. Sorry, Pamela. I'm enabling you. Oop. Flipsies, went right off my plate. That's when you need to stop jelly printing. Intoxicated by all the loveliness of the stencil. Okay, so here's this one. Remember, it was the reverse pull, the scattered half full. And then I put the black tribal borders over top of that. And that's not bad, right? Let's see if this makes it better. I'm thinking it will. Yep. This one keeps curling. I'm not sure that did that any favors, to be honest. It kind of disrupted the black. And now it kind of looks back to a mishmash again. I don't know. Not my fave. Oops. Let me... wonder if I can just rebrayer this. Is there enough on there? To put some on here, I wonder. Very subtle, but I like it. I like it. Let's see, what's this? Nothing special. Let's pick up a little bit of that on there. Whew! Kind of obliterated that one. Oh, you know what I just thought about? Remember this one? That was just a black pull through the mosaic stencil. I wonder what it would look like when we put white on that black. Let us try, shall we? Build up on the back of that stencil on the sides from using it so much. All right, let's see what happens. Wonder how which one would look with PBO, Jamie. All right, here we go. We're going down. Huh. Well, there it is. I think I like it. I can't decide. It went from very stark to a lot busier with that white interrupting the black spots on there, but I think I like it. I think I like it. All right, let me see if I can... Let me just try to pick some up on this black feathers. Oh, good idea, Jamie. I'll try that. Hang on. Let me get this plate cleaned off and I'll give that a go. I bet that might look very cool. And I have just... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what one I'm going to do it on. Cool. All right, I need to white on white. I know that seems silly, but I'm in a hurry now. I want to clean. I got 10 minutes. And ooh, look at the pattern on my hand. Actually, that's kind of, I don't know if you can see the turquoise in there. Very subtle. Indeed, very, very subtle. Let me see, can I get you off of here? On a piece of deli, maybe? I'm going to do one more print per Jamie's request, which I think is a good idea. And blotting this off on my shirt. Trying to save this baby. Get that all boogered up. I'm going to put, where are you? The orange yellow PBO. And I did something like this a while back before I had my own stencils, and I had that iStencil of the gator skin, and I did all those shades of brown and green, and I did a pull through that gator skin pattern, and then I put this color over top of it with a crackle stencil, and it came out really cool. So excellent idea, Jamie. And let me see, I'm going to do that on this. Of course, I just wiped off the stencil. Alrighty, let's see. I got white paint smeared on the top, so hopefully that won't affect this too badly. Woohoo! Oh yeah, look at that. Can you guys see that shimmer from that PBO? Good idea, Jamie. Let me see if I can get any more off of there, just for giggles. Since I now have 500 sheets of this stuff. Oh, there's just the ghost print of that on black. Ooh, Halloween. All right. Let me clean up my plate. Who knew this little old basket weave would become one of my favorites? Ooh. Hello, Shimmy Shim. Okay, so let me put my little lid on my jelly plate for now, and let's go back and look at some of the stuff we have here. That's from Tribal River. Got this one, this mishmash. That one's still wet. This one's going to Texas. I believe that's where Jamie is. We got this one on the deli of that pop of white, right? And we got, I don't know, a couple things here. Here's the feathers with the Pam Carricker watercolory looking stuff underneath of it. There's more watercolory stuff of Pam's with the boys. Another one I didn't print on yet. Some of these are just clean up where I was trying to wipe stuff off, so they're not so much to look at. That's kind of cool. Oh, there's the original of that one. There's this one. This black one. Some of these are still wet. So we got this, right? Another basket weave. This basket weave. Basket weave. Everywhere. Basket weaves. I like that. The girls over top of the diamonds. Basket weave. Sprayed ink over that. The feathers over top of the diamonds in the rough. The girls over top of some PBO. They didn't come out. Their heads got cut off. They were beheaded. That was a cool basket weave one too. Alright, one of the mosaics with some, and then the larger mosaic where the deli paper made those wrinkles that look like a zebra. Then we got this neon number here. Some tusks. Some bear claws. Diamonds in the rough. What else do I have up here? Oh my goodness. We got the backwards live, love, laugh. And a revert, just a cleanup print of the boys. Another little, that's where my brayer smudged, remember? Of the tribal borders, trying to pick that up. And this one actually looks kind of cool. I kind of like that one. This was a ghost of a patina print. This one's got all kind of colors in it now that it dried. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got purples and blues and oranges, but they didn't all mud out. That's pretty cool. This was just a cleanup. Here's the first patina print I did through the mosaic stencil. Yeah, no kidding, Jamie. Some heads are overrated. That's kind of cool. This was just a mishmash of a mess. And bear claw again. My live, love, laugh. That was just a clean off the back of the stencil. Stuff fell off the back of here. Got stuff everywhere. Just cleaned up down here the other day. Had it completely tidy. That was a cleanup print. We'll clean up through a stencil. That was just, these were a couple just, that's the Pam Carricker stuff on watercolor. Here's the Papa White on that otherwise failed patina print. Right? This was just the boys and a little bit of purple schmutz on there. That wasn't so good. Little feather. These black ones like this are where I was just cleaning the black paint off the back of the stencil. That's what all these puckery ones with black paint are. As well as this one and this one. And these. I had a whole stack of those from where I did my black prints. This is the one with the white over the orange that we kind of blurred out. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like white on white basket weave. Can you see that? It's actually kind of pretty. I'm kind of liking those. I gotta tell you. That was just the last cleanup. So, Jamie, send me your address, honey. You know my email, right? ptolleyp@gmail.com. Or you have my work address, I think, in your for the Hot Mess Club. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Those are my latest designs. If anybody missed it,